Open Book Library of Heaven's Legacy. Volume 1, Awakening of the Library. Chapter 1, The Forgotten Archivist. The rain fell in steady sheets against the ancient spires of the Western Alliance Empire's Grand Archive. The building stood like a relic of eternity, its marble pillars blackened by centuries of smoke and war, its doors wide enough for chariots to pass through. Inside, rows upon rows of tomes, scrolls, and clay tablets stretched so far that even seasoned archivists claimed the shelves touched the horizon of the soul. Among the apprentices sweeping dust from the floors, one young man stood apart. Ethan Cross. Dark hair unkempt, robe patched more times than he cared to count, and a wooden broom in his hands, it was hard to imagine he had ever dreamed of greatness. His father had been a soldier, dead in some nameless border skirmish. His mother, a washerwoman who left him only debts. The academy had refused him, the sects had laughed at him, and so the Grand Archive had been his last refuge. A boy with no talent, reduced to dusting shelves of forgotten knowledge. Cross, a sharp voice barked. Ethan flinched and turned. Master Archivist Harrow loomed, his hawk-like nose casting a shadow longer than his patience. You missed an entire row yesterday. These shelves are older than your miserable life. If I find a speck of dust on Codex Ardentus again, you'll be scrubbing chamber pots instead. Yes, Master Harrow. Ethan bowed, swallowing the bitterness. As Harrow stormed off, laughter drifted from the far corner. 3 other apprentices leaned against the shelves, smirking. Noble sons, their robes silken and clean. Poor Cross, one of them drawled. Dust is the only thing that listens to him. If only knowledge could be inherited by scrubbing books, eh? The others chuckled. Ethan ignored them. He had long since grown used to their jeers. But inside, a quiet fire smoldered. Knowledge isn't inherited by birth. It's discovered, learned, earned. And yet, no matter how hard he tried, the Academy's test stones had never once lit up for him. No talent for cultivation, they had said. No affinity for chi. His dream of becoming a scholar warrior had ended before it began. All that remained was dust. That night, when the moon was high and the torches burned low, Ethan stayed behind to sweep the sealed wing, a forgotten corridor locked for centuries. The key had been thrown to him casually by Harrow, who sneered that even a rat could clean better. The corridor smelled of mildew and secrets. Doors warped with age lined the stone passage, each bearing glyphs long since dulled. Ethan pushed open one creaking panel and nearly gagged at the stench of rot. Inside was a chamber collapsed with rubble, its shelves shattered. Only one pedestal remained upright, and upon it rested a book. No, not quite a book. A tome, bound in black leather that shimmered faintly as though inked with stars. Its cover bore no title, yet the air itself bent around it. Ethan felt his heart pound in his chest. He should have turned away. Should have reported it to Harrow. Instead, his hand reached out, trembling, and brushed the cover. Inheritor detected. The words did not echo in his ears but directly in his mind. Ethan staggered back, eyes wide. What was? Library of Heaven's Legacy initialized. All knowledge, all flaws, all truths, recorded. The tome lifted itself from the pedestal, dissolving into motes of light. The stars poured into Ethan's chest, searing his veins, burning through his mind. He gasped, clutching his head as visions assaulted him, men in robes teaching, warriors striking, cultivators failing. Each image shattered into streams of words that arranged themselves into lines of glowing script. Then, silence. Ethan collapsed to the ground, panting. His vision swam. On instinct, he focused on the nearest object, a cracked bronze dagger half buried in dust. Dagger of Revanth. Forged poorly. Metal brittle. Strike thrice at full strength and blade will snap. Ethan's eyes widened. The words had simply appeared in his mind. Heart racing, he turned to one of the old shelves. His gaze fell upon a jade slip. Jade slip, breath of iron technique. Circulatory pattern flawed. Excessive strain on meridians leads to crippling after 5th cycle. He nearly dropped it. This was impossible. Techniques like these required years to study, and yet the knowledge had unfolded instantly. This is... His thoughts were cut short by a voice. Well, Well, what do we have here? Ethan spun around. The noble apprentices stood in the doorway, sneering. You weren't supposed to be here, Cross, their leader smirked. Master Harrow will enjoy knowing you trespassed. Unless, of course, you're willing to beg. Ethan's fists clenched. Begging was what they always demanded. Beg, grovel, endure. But now, something had changed. His gaze flicked to the leader's stance. Words formed. Cultivation, body tempering, 3rd stage. Flaw, right leg fractured 3 years prior. Bone healed crooked. Weak under pressure. The library whispered, and Ethan's lips curved into a faint, dangerous smile. No, he said softly, rising to his feet. Tonight, I think I'll try something new. The nobles advanced, laughter echoing. Ethan stepped forward, his eyes sharp with newfound certainty. For the first time in his life, he was not blind. For the first time, he could see. Knowledge had chosen him. And with it, the world would never be the same again.